तो आज हम इस लेक्चर में डिस्कस करेंगे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम सर्विसेज, फंक्शंस और टास्क. What are basically the main responsibilities of the operating system? तो जनरली क्या होता है कि ओवरऑल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज और functions or tasks performed by the operating system, they differ from operating system to operating system, but we can discuss some common class of responsibilities. Common class of the responsibilities in the sense we can consider a variety of operating systems, and from that variety of operating systems, most of the operating systems are handling most of the responsibilities we are discussing over here today. So basically, as I told, the utilities or services provided by the operating system is just a collection or set of standard utilities. So different services by the operating system, as we know, are towards the user as well as towards the programs or applications, as the operating system is the interface between the user and hardware. It is interface. It provides the framework for the user to work with the computer system for the usage of the resources of the computer. So there are some common class of services, common utilities, which will be handled by most of the operating system existing till date. So in the next slide, I will display these from next slide onwards. I am dictating the different services performed by the operating systems. So first one, as we know from the definition of the operating system, the first utilities handled by the operating system is the communication with the peripheral devices. Peripheral devices include the hardware devices, including memory, input and output devices. So from the definitions, it is also clear. A definition of the operating system, we have discussed that the operating system being the interface between the user and devices. It communicates. It means operating system communicates with the CPU or memory to the other peripheral devices. That means communication of the CPU or memory. Later we will see how this communication will be performed. But in this lecture for today, we are mainly concerned with the different services or functions, how these functions are performed and what is their procedure, as well as the detailed algorithms. We will discuss it later. Okay. So communication of the CPU or memory with the input-output devices and other memory devices, disk, tape, printers, dials, networks, other networks, etc. So this is the task of the operating system, to communicate with the CPU or memory to the outside world, or even the inner means के devices, CPU, memory to other devices. Either they can be the secondary, tertiary memory, the other networks, printers, mouse, etc. So communication with the peripherals. Here communicates with the peripherals or communication. Both refer to the same sense. Okay. So next, communicates with user. Operating system communicates with the different types of users existing in the computer system. Different users can be the system users, programmers, operators. That means any kind of user or any people working with the computer. It is possible by the use of operating system. If operating system is not there, so no user, no any person can communicate or work with the computer system. Next, we have the resource allocation. So this is one of the most important responsibility handled by the operating system. Okay, most important in the sense that throughout this operating system lecture series, we will be somewhat concerned around the responsibilities. That means the resource allocation and the resource management by the operating system. Operating system manages different resources. So we will discuss this resource management as one of the main function, main responsibility handled by the operating system in the next video lecture, lecture number 4, which will be the resource management. Okay. So resources, as you know, any hardware or software used by the computer system or basically used by a program is the resource. So different running programs or different programs require different kinds of hardware or software, so which will be provided by the operating system. So operating system does what? It allocates the basic resources and the different peripheral devices between or among the different application programs corresponding to different users. Different users के जो different application program हैं उनके लिए operating system resources को allocate करता है. Resources include the hardware or software. Later we will be discussing about the resources. Okay. Next is the programming support. So as we know, if we talk about the computer, so programming is the main task. Programming always roam around the computer. Programming related with the software development. So if software is not there, so no computer hardware will be running. That means existence of the computer will be because of the programming and software. Operating system itself is a software. Different application software and system software are the part of the operating system. So since the time of writing a program up to its execution, complete execution of that program, from the writing of the program to its compilation, to its loading, to its execution, the operating system continuously supports. Operating system supports at different stages of the program development to program execution. So in this head, we will discuss today briefly how at different stages the operating system is supporting regarding the programming or software. Okay. So operating system provides the environment within which the other programs will do their work or useful work. So from the creation, that means writing the program, coding, translation, compilation, debugging, maintenance, it will be the there will be the role of the operating system. So in this programming support, first we will discuss the program development, that means writing of the program. So operating system provides the tools or set of services which actually facilitates the development of writing of a program or software. So operating system provides the text editors in which the program can be written, program generators, which supports the development of the program very easily by providing some handmade tools, already inbuilt tools, which can be used directly for development of the program. So for creation and modification of the program, here program generators, text editors, and other tools are provided. Second, in this programming support is the translation. So as we know, once a program is written, so it requires the translation. Program is written in user-friendly language, and most of the time it will be the high-level language. So this high-level language requires its translation in the format which a CPU can understand. That means after writing the program, we require this program to convert into the machine or CPU readable format. So for this, compilers, assemblers, interpreters are the different language translators which provides this facility. So basically translators, language translators are the program which translates the program from one programming language to another programming language, or another will be mainly the low level or machine language of that particular CPU. तो हमारे जो ये डिफरेंट ट्रांसलेटर्स प्रोग्राम हैं नाउअडेज वो सेपरेटली भी प्रोवाइड होते हैं और ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के साथ भी आते हैं. थर्ड है प्रोग्राम सपोर्ट में it will be the loading. Once the program is translated, compiled, it will be assembled together. Assembled in the sense the different libraries, utilities will be combined together by the linker software. Later I will tell you regarding the linker. So linker software will combine the different library or packages or different separated files, separately compiled files into a single file, which will be executable file. Executable file will be is the ready to execute file, which can be put into the computer memory, and after putting into the computer memory, it will start executing. So here the question arises, which software is responsible for putting this ready to execute file into the computer main memory? So here is the loader. So once a program is translated into machine language, linker plays its role to couple the different separately compiled files or separately different other kind of files into a single executable file. And loader is the software which put this executable file into the memory so that the program can start running. Okay, so next here, programming support includes the execution. So execution in the sense, later we will study in the instruction execution cycle how this execution will be performed. After program will be loaded into the memory, the instructions are fed from memory into the CPU one by one, and different other associated mechanism is there. So operating system provides the appropriate environment in which the user can execute its program. So it also controls the execution of user program and operation of other input-output devices. Next one is the execution environment. So as I told, for execution of the program, some environment will be created by the operating system. So system will be partitioned into the small modules with the well-defined interfaces. Okay, so let's see the next utility, debugging and error handling. So debugging, as the term says, it refers for the removing of bug, removing of errors. Okay, so debugging and error handling. Operating system provides such facilities which actually controls the execution of programs to prevent error and improper use of the computer. So debugging systems, debuggers, that means the software used for debugging purpose. That means the module of the operating system used for debug. So here the software for debugging the high level language or machine language will be needed. So whatever will be the possible errors, operating system will be constantly watching and will be aware regarding these possible errors which can occur because of the hardware or software. So operating system provides the support of debuggers. And errors will be of different kinds. For example, they can be because of the hardware, they can be because of the software. So what are hardware errors? They can be regarding CPU or disk, regarding bad sectors, memory errors, power failure, like SMPS not working, RAM not working. Sometimes RAM become dirty and it may stop reading the program or stop copying program inside it. So operating system needs to find it and try to remove or recover from the error as well as possible. Input output device error, for example, parity error on tape, card jam in the card reader, printer out of paper. If no paper is there, so who is going to show that no paper is there? It will be because of the operating system. So they can be the hardware errors. Software errors can be of different type. Sometimes operating system itself have the error inside it. So operating system cannot grant the request of application. User program error can be there. For example, arithmetic overflow, divide by 0, array out of bound. If we try to provide the value beyond the size of the array, so it can be the array out of bound error. Arithmetic overflow in the sense the capability of some value. That means computer has certain capability by having the largest value or the last limit of the value. If we try to provide the value beyond that limit, so it can be the error or the result will be something misleading. Sometimes an access to illegal memory location or memory location which is not permitted. Linking or loading error can be there. Sometimes program is unable to link. The different files will be unable to link to each other to become a single executable file. So linking error can be there. If program is not able to be loaded into main memory, so it will be the loading error. If some program is using too much CPU access or CPU time, it can be the error. So action on errors. So depending on the different types of error, operating system will take the appropriate action. Appropriate in the sense suitable as much as possible. So accordingly, operating system performs this functionality. Next, it will be the protection. So protection in the sense protecting the hardware as well as the software from different, including different circumstances and criteria. So protection refers for a mechanism for controlling the access by program and processes. Process later we will see it will be the state of the running program. So program or process or user from both system and user resources. System resources and user resources. We will be talking about later on when we will discuss the resources in detail. So different resources used by the different programs or by the same program need to be protected from unauthorized intervention. Unauthorized in the sense the person or program who is not authorized to use the resource or program should be avoided to use the program. Okay. So OS now helps our program to run by providing resources and protecting them. Protection mechanism will be provided. So in protection, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इंश्योर्स कि जो सिस्टम रिसोर्सेस हैं वो कंट्रोल किए जाएं बाय अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस। तो डिफरेंट अगर यूजर्स हैं, जैसे मल्टी यूजर इन्वायरमेंट है, तो सभी यूजर का इंफॉर्मेशन एक दूसरे से प्रोटेक्ट होना ही चाहिए। प्रोटेक्शन among the different user information from each other, जैसे कि हम कोई भी फेसबुक या सोशल नेटवर्किंग साइट या कोई भी हम व्हाट्सएप कुछ भी यूज करते हैं, तो अगर हम मैसेज करते हैं तो हमारा मैसेज उसी के पास पहुंचना चाहिए जिसको हमने भेजा है। So it will be the responsibility of the operating system including the network also कि वो प्रोटेक्शन हमारा इन द सेंस के अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस नहीं होना चाहिए, जिसको हमने भेजा है उसके अलावा दूसरा यूजर उसको एक्सेस ना करे। मल्टी यूजर हम डिटेल में देखेंगे बाद में कि मल्टी यूजर में क्या है कि अगर बहुत सारे यूजर अपनी फाइल को स्टोर कर रहे हैं सेम डिस्क पर, तो इवन इफ के सेम कंप्यूटर पे सभी के इंफॉर्मेशन स्टोर्ड हैं, बट ये ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि यूजर अपने लॉगिन से केवल अपने रिलेटेड ही डेटा या फाइल्स देख सके, एक यूजर दूसरे की फाइल को नहीं देख सके। तो यूजर को प्रोटेक्ट करना दूसरे यूजर से और खुद अपने आप के डेटा को प्रोटेक्ट करना। मल्टी यूजर डिफरेंट काइंड का सॉफ्टवेयर है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, जिसको हम डिटेल में बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे। तो प्रोटेक्शन मैकेनिज्म है हमारे पास। तो इसमें बेसिकली क्या है कि ये अथोराइज्ड एंड अनअथोराइज्ड यूज को इम्प्लीमेंट करती है। जैसे प्रोटेक्शन मेमोरी में भी हो सकता है, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का एरिया होता है मेमोरी में, तो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के अलावा जो यूजर प्रोग्राम है या एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम है वो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के एरिया को एंटर ना कर सकें, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के प्रोग्राम को एक्सेस ना कर सकें। ये भी एक प्रोटेक्शन मैकेनिज्म है। हार्ड डिस्क पे अगर एक सिस्टम है, डिफरेंट यूजर्स हैं, जैसे यूनिक्स वगैरह में होता है, तो उसी हार्ड डिस्क से अलग अलग यूजर अपना अलग अलग डेटा ही एक्सेस कर सकें, एक यूजर दूसरे का डेटा एक्सेस ना कर सके। तो by this we have discussed today the operating system services. तो ऑपरेटिंग सर्विसेज, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम सर्विसेज में जो ब्रीफ मैंने बताया है उसको डिटेल में हम बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे। ओके, तो आज का हमें यही रहने देते हैं। नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम डिस्कस करेंगे रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट बाय द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम। तो रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट बाय द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम आज ही हम डिस्कस करेंगे और ये 7 बजे एक बार देख लेना। आई विल डिक्लेयर द टाइम 7 बजे, 7 से 8 के बीच हमारा ये नया लेक्चर होगा।
अरे हम बंद करने